So this is just an update. I'm still alive. I'm still a targeted individual. Later on this week, I'm going to give you an update on our justice system. Just information and information I've come across. And it has to do with everything, you know. Um, so, um, yeah, we're dealing with well, it's like I told you, Earth is a satanic planet. Everything here is inverted. It's run by this Jesus Lucifer matrix. Um, Earth is hell, heaven is out there. So it's, pretty cut and dry. Um, I see things, and it's just like a lot of the things they're setups, they're staged, you know, crisis actors, whatever you want to call them. That goes on in the news, carries out in the news. It's all just a big theatrical, Shakespearean play, But I mean, I get it, when people get caught up in the Swiss Templar theatrics. A lot of it is mind control. But, there's technology above us, It's a sun simulator. We have directed energy weapons. It's been on the planet for a long, long time. If you go back to the Bible, say to that one scene, I can't think of the thing, but it's like they go back to the city to find 10 good people or something. And their instructions are not to look back at the city. Well, one of the ladies, she turns around and she becomes dustified. So dustification. So that tells me that if that kind of technology is in the Bible, it's been here for a long time, which means that we're dealing with the fall, Lucifer's fall. There was a war in heaven, the Orion War, So that's what we're at, It hasn't changed. Nothing's changed. Nothing. This is Lucifer's kingdom. And, you wonder why all the corruption and everything. Well, you sign on, and you be part of the crew, Your money is corrupt. I mean, just look at the dollar bill. All you gotta do is just look at the, that pyramid thing. Those are the Egyptians. So, this is Archangel Michael, and the third. It's just the way it is. He got kicked out of heaven, and this is, his little space in space, I guess. I will say that the Star of David is a hidden symbol for the pentagram, so think about it. Why do we have a pentagon? Yeah, the whole planet, people. The whole planet. All of it. All of it. And as soon as people start waking up, see, that's the next level that people need to wake up to. It's just every little thing is corrupted. Everything. Every system. All of it. I mean, they want to go after Trump, who is no longer an employee. There's no employer-employee relationship, so, what can I tell you? The contract has been broken, I guess. Well, he did his part, I guess. He tried, I guess. I don't know. But, Biden administration is just Obama 2.0. So, whatever. The reason why they wanted Obamacare passed is because they knew that these psychotronic weapons were going to be released out on the global scale, and they wanted to get metadata on the American public on healthcare. Doctors would, these are my symptoms, blah, 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 right? So, well, the doctor would put it in the computer system, and it was metadata. It was metadata that was sent to the NSA up to NASA. It's numbers, it's information. How to torture the human body and stuff with psychotronic weaponry. It's metadata. It's information. It goes far and wide, and so that they can do the same thing to future targets. Yeah, this goes on and on. It's a cycle, people. It's a cycle for future targets. It goes on and on and on. So all these young people that are told, oh, well, that person's bad, well, they're brainwashed. They're told to because they signed on to the Luciferian agenda. Plain and simple. But that's the reason why Obamacare was pushed, is because they wanted a system where you would, like say your throat was being squeezed, well, that's remote neural monitoring. The doctor's not going to say that the military is doing that to you. You'd be like, what? Remote neural monitoring, yeah. It's a patent. And Voice to Skull has now a big, has a company out in Israel called Soundbeam. Well, that's nothing more than V2K, and that's nothing more than using human guinea pigs so that music can be beamed into your brain. Yeah, it's called Soundbeam. Voice to Skull. And that's how these companies are profiting off of humanity, the suffering of humanity. It's always something when it comes to technology and these so-called scientists, My lab researchers. They use humanity as a slab on the table because it's the way, Lady Gaga announced it one day. She got up, she wore all meat. She got up, she goes, you're just a piece of meat. She had a meat dress, right? So they tell you how they think of humanity. You're just a piece of meat, so we slab you on the altar, get a knife, cut you open, and we check you out. Dr. Heckle, Mr. Hyde shit. That's how they do it. They don't care about you. All they want are, okay, since it's such a reptilian planet, they care about sex, money, and how to get away with murder. That's all they care about. So, seriously, that's all they care about. So, that's your planet, Earth. And also they want you to go green and invest all this stuff into, their technology. Because the grid, what they're doing is they're outsourcing the grid. So it's kind of like if you need electricity and stuff, you have to go solar. It's these utility companies too. They're also part of the targeting. Because the sun simulator, the energy goes down into the utility poles and into your smart meter and directly to you, because you're just a walking antenna if you have implants. So that's how they do it. They go straight up from the sun simulator to the satellites, down to the telephone poles, into the wires, and then straight to you. So utility companies know about it. They're liable for all this targeting. They're culpable too. Yeah, so that's how they do it. They use LASIK surgery from lasers, because it's laser surgery to put an implant in your eye. Yeah, LASIK surgery you thought would be to correct your vision. Well, sure, yeah, but with the invention of lasers, they've gone big. They've gone really big. So how, the only way to put an ocular implant in you is to do it from the privacy of your home and just zap a laser into you and straight to your eye. It's that sophisticated. And it's that pimp. That's why they want medical records, because once they have your medical records, they know every inch of your body. They know where all your veins are, your heart, how it works, your liver. They know all of that. They do that from NASA. NASA experimented on the Apollo 13. They had that biorhythm thing wrapped around their chest. That's how they do it. So it's all these agencies. They're all tied together. FBI, CIA, NASA, the NSA. They're all tied together. All these agencies are tied together to do nothing but to crush humanity and shut you up. That's what it's all about. They don't give a shit. They would do it to their own grandchildren. You know that? They don't care. That's how vile they are. They're the Vilon. Vilas. They're vampires. You know? Which raises another question with all these things that they're doing to you using space-based psychotronic weaponry. It's a violation of human rights, you know? We need Nuremberg trials, war criminals, we need military war tribunal crimes, but, you know, who knows? We know how that went back in after World War II. These scientists, they got away, they escaped, and, you know, lived a life. They were protected. I read in the newspaper not too long ago, it was an NPR article, that a 98-year-old woman was sent to prison because of what she knew. She was complicit in taking names down and watching, you know, well, she didn't watch the executions, but she knew of it. So she's culpable. She knew what was going on just outside her office window. She knew what was happening. Execution shit. You know, she was there taking names down, I guess. I don't know. It's an interesting art. It was a 98-year-old woman. She was sentenced to prison because of her World War II crimes. So who knows? Is there justice? I don't know. I doubt it. She's gonna croak anyways. And I don't know, they mentioned something about how at the time she was 16 or 18 in German law and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you see mass murder, you know, and if you're silent about it, you're culpable. Kind of like, you know, you're reading your Bible and smoking a pipe, and while somebody's upstairs fucking an altar boy, right? Hmm? Right? So that was an interesting article. Yeah, you could find it on NPR. If you type in like 98-year-old woman, something like World War II, prison time. She was between the ages of 16 and 18. I don't know the country that she worked in, but you know, I don't know. Is there justice? I don't know. I don't know. She's 98 years old. This happened a long time ago. So, anyways, just an update. I'm still alive on this rotten planet. Catch you later.